Hello, guys. How you doing? So, I'm trying to use a new mic. This is just a regular bullshit mic. But tell me if you could hear me better with this one or not. And I did have some notes that I needed to go by. Um, Let me know if it's better like this or. Can you hear me okay? All right. So, one second here. It's really unfortunate we have to do this, but not too many people have really done an overview of all this stuff. And I know that there are a couple other YouTubers that are doing it tonight. Um, for me, I just find it more interesting to focus on the timeline here. I'm that type of guy. Um, so, as many of you might know, these YouTubers had gotten together a couple days ago and tried to um, essentially end somebody's career and possibly destroy their lives online. And if you don't know by now, a lot of stuff that goes on the internet stays on the internet forever. So even if you think you deleted something, somebody has a copy, or somebody has some screenshots, or somebody has some videos, screen recordings, or whatever. So it's never going to go away. This is going to be a stain on everybody that was involved, including the person that was the accused. So I'm hoping this is going to be a lesson learned. I know it's not a lesson learned for the people that accused AT2 of this heinous crap, but the people that the other people, I would say, tangents in this are probably they need to learn a lesson. I mean, this is just unreal. So, after speaking with AT2 just briefly here and there, and also kind of listening to some lives and whatnot, uh, I've kind of developed a good understanding of what happened here. So, back in January, a lot of people have seen that email that AT2 had gotten, and it was just a regular scam email. A lot of people had received it, but I think he was more concerned with the fact that these alleged hackers or scammers had some of his credentials and possibly more information than what a regular scam email had. And at the time, my understanding was that he was friends with, I don't know if you consider internet friends with somebody friends, but this is a good lesson learned here too. He confided in a police officer who was also a YouTuber, and she's been a YouTuber for some time, but police officer, and how to proceed with the situation, and provided her with a copy of the email, I guess, and explained to her, look, this is what happened, and how do I go about this? And I guess she gave him some pointers, and the email came about probably because he was browsing, adult websites and everything, which is, I mean, he's a single male in his 30s or whatever, however old he is. And I mean, okay, that's that. And a lot of these websites will register your IP address, will register your credentials if you have anything open, and if you click on certain things, it'll cause a capture of your data. So yeah, he confided in her with this email, and that's when I think where I think it started. I don't think he told anybody else. My understanding is he just told Yvette. Um, and it's really sad because once that relationship fell out, uh, the rumor started. Um, and Yeah, so I don't know how best to put this. Just because you're a police officer doesn't mean that you're honest, trustworthy, and you have integrity. Um, I'm not saying that it was mainly the fault of Yvette, but what I will say is that it was extremely irresponsible to tell other people what happened and allow a rumor to uh, cause a grass fire like it did. So, yeah, Laura Marie. So, two separate incidents. So, I wanted to kind of touch on that too later on, but she she supposedly knew about this since January because she was the first person that he confided into about this information, and she gave him advice on to clean his computer or whatever, and just um, deal with it by cleansing hard drive or whatever. Sometimes when that happens on a computer, you have to do that because there's malware and all kinds of backdoor viruses in your hard drive, which will cause a slowdown in your computer. It'll cause keystroke logging. It'll cause and the keystroke logging will determine all your passwords. It'll determine all the websites that you visit, and any any other credentials that are assigned to you for a particular website, like your cookies and uh, browsing history. So um, he was given that advice by Yvette, and eventually, I guess he proceeded on that. I'm not sure, no idea, but many months go by, and I guess they had fell out of friendship. But then that's when that particular incident had gotten out to other people, and that's where the irresponsibility and the trustworthiness and integrity comes into play. Because if Heidi and these other people had known about that situation from early on, months ago, then what's to say that, like, the first thing that happens after you fall out of a friendship, you go around and start knocking that other person down, especially if you're supposed to be a responsible police officer. It just makes absolutely zero sense to me at all. Your rival YouTuber, and I don't know if that's if it's a competition or what. I don't know exactly what happened for them to fall out. It's none of my business. But when you tack on additional, like, accusations or like rumors on top of um, the original accusation, where it has no indication of anything involving CP or anything other than just, we collected your data because you visited this website. Nothing illegal, nothing strange. Okay, here's where to send me the Bitcoin to this address, and we'll free up the ransomware. And there's no guarantee, by the way, if people have dealt with hackers before, because I actually used to scam bait and mess with them right back, and there is absolutely zero guarantee that you will get that ransomware taken off your computer if there is ransomware. So that's why many people have recommended that if you get something like that in your devices, even Android, you just clean the whole thing, or you get rid of it. I mean, it'll drag down your CPU power and everything like that. So um, let me see what this says. Yeah, so that's a good question. Yeah, I mean I mean, if you look in your spam emails, a lot of them will have just those phishing emails. Like, look, we know your information. Okay, yeah, because when you go into different websites and you get pop-ups and things like that, when you go to these different areas, some of that will register your data. And Yeah, so the rumor, I guess, started from her. She must have started that. That's my only indication, and uh, other people had known about it for months. And according to Heidi, she had known about it for quite some time. She doubled down on it. Now, how does a scam email and how to uh, navigate how to overcome something like this turn into, oh yeah, he was visiting a CP site and he was masturbating to it, and I am not, look at this fool. Oh my goodness gracious, I am not well. Yeah, you're not well. I don't know if anybody can see that comment. um how does it uh go from a scam email to he was visiting CP websites, and there are no websites that have that. I'm assuming because that's illegal everywhere. And he was allegedly masturbating to it, and not only that, but there's apparent video or photo evidence of it. So where's the photo and video evidence of that? Absolutely freaking ridiculous. You know, I'm gonna pull up. I don't know if I want to pull up that comment I just saw. Um, anyway, so it went from one stupid email to ruining somebody's life, literally ruining somebody's life. Can you imagine if I told, let's say, Anne or Leda that I got a similar email like that, and I confided in them on how to handle that privately, and they went ahead and told somebody that okay, they got that, and they got that email, and it's obviously because he visits these websites or whatever it may be, and it caused his IP to be captured and his information be captured, and now they put in uh, a backdoor virus in his computer, and it's because he was doing something shady while he was visiting these websites, and then it spirals into destroying my life. These people, particular John Yates, have tried different things to fuck with me. Um, and one of them was, I think one of the first ones was saying that I was a racist, um, because of an old video of that I had up, which actually has this guy mouthing off racist terms to me, and I just captured on video. And it was kind of interesting because he recirculated that with like almost no sound. You can't hear anything, but then and then states that I was bullying somebody. Okay, all right, good to go. And if you know anything about the history of Jen, Jen from Chicago, and how he treated her, as well as some of the other people in the past, like Ricky, um, some of the other people like Danielle, holding people at blackmail and kind of um, holding information against them, uh, to get what he wants, this is what he does. Oh yeah, that's another one I saw. My first name sounds German, which means I'm a racist. Okay, that was an interesting one to hear a couple months ago. Now, I want to kind of. I don't want to keep this very long because I do want to get back on schedule with early sleep. But here is something else that's interesting that I wanted to point out. Let me see if I can share this. If many of you might recall, on Friday, John stated that he had just found out about this on Friday, right? When the whole blow up with these other YouTubers happened, and they wanted to divulge some secrets on each other. All right, great. So this is Teresa, and Teresa is posting on her page, warning: keep small children, any children, out of earshot, off his YouTube channel, definitely off his TikTok. This is one nasty creep. What I'm thinking is they had this information for some time, and they were shopping around to see who was willing to put it out there first, because he wasn't. One of the things a lot of bloggers and publications do is they wait until news, like even fake news, gets saturated. They wait until news gets saturated, and once it's saturated, they feel comfortable in regurgitating the same thing with an added effect. So it kind of gives you like a plausible deniability. Oh no, I wasn't the one that started that rumor. No, it was somebody else. Well, according to this, John, your hags knew something was up as far back as Wednesday, 2 days before you actually said anything. Okay, so this was, I think, one of, was it this one? Oh, hold on one second. Okay, so this is part of a TikTok here, and you see the date is written right over there, 2020. They're taking these old TikToks and kind of combining that with the rumor started that he was allegedly doing something to CP, and kind of like the more cringe-worthy TikToks he did, and combining that together, stating that he's a creep, and to make sure kids get away from him. So I mean, I'll be honest with you, a lot of TikToks are cringy. They're kind of dumb and stupid. A lot of them are funny. A lot of them are interesting, but love them or hate them. Yeah, I think AT2's your TikToks from last year, they're pretty cringy, but it's not illegal and not stupid. And it damn sure doesn't warrant you being defamed as much as you were. It's very evident that it was just kind of for fun and games, and to have just to have content on your channel. And so that's great. Yeah, actually, I started that one, unfortunately, Uncle Fester, because he actually does look like Uncle Fester. He can call me whatever he wants to. I don't really care. But he's a good guy. He's a goofball, but you could tell he's like, he's got a good heart, because he's like, he doesn't like to hurt people's feelings unless you come at him first. So, I mean, even his roasts are pretty like, kind of contained, I would say. Yeah. It's another thing. Regardless if you love him or hate him, these allegations are seriously outrageous, and they have gone too far. Yeah. I mean, we all know how that can go. Just a few months ago, I was accused of wanting to go on an RV trip with somebody, and I was accused of being gay, and that blossomed into something that went on for months. It was just the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on, and I did discuss a little bit. So, unfortunately, he trusted somebody on the internet. Whatever you are in your, whatever you are in your personal or your professional life, could be totally different on how you act in your social media life. And the best way I could describe Yvette is uh, she I wouldn't trust her with anything, honestly. Um, she doesn't fact check, and that's for sure. She just goes after people based off of what's told to her, and like for example, Anne Graham and different people on here on my channel, she's actually accused of or gone after, and it's just total nonsense. Like, let me take this down here. All right. So yeah, I think John was shopping around with this story, and his only basis for legitimacy on this story was to go back and show a screenshot of a conversation between him and Heidi. Heidi being a um, third layer of um, of a source to this information. The first would have been AT2 because he's the one that dealt with it. He's a direct source, and then you have a sub, which is Yvette, and then Yvette told a sub. So we're talking about layers of information from different people going one person from one person to the other, and once it reached to the third person, it blossomed into some fucking crazy shit like that. And apparently, there's a video that doesn't exist. So yeah, AT2, I hope you sue the fucking shit out of them, and also that stupid avatar that hides behind a freaking cartoon character that doubled down and also encouraged people to contact the police. Which wasn't that same avatar complaining about people um, doxing her and contacting the authorities and mass reporting on her like a couple months ago, and still talking about that same issue. And now here she is uh, going on his channel and working with just a rumor to pin AT2 down as a apparent child predator. Imagine that. And this has been going on for years with that publication. So yeah, this is a really sad situation. I know he's gonna be. Oh, what is going on here? My chat's going crazy, yo. Uh, let me see if I could pull up anything else here. I know there've been a bunch of different live streams, and all they're just talking about is just the same old nonsense. He said this, he said that, she said this, she said that. I mean, however you want to put it and however you want to spin it, AT2 told one person about what happened, and that one person told a bunch of other people. So it was really up to Yvette whether or not she should have told anybody, and you want to whether you want to spin that into something else, that's on you. Now Heidi running with that is a whole nother story, and Heidi, uh, got some wine. Anyway, anybody have anything they want to come up on panel really quick for? I don't want to keep this going too long, but oh my God. All right, that's done. Yeah, so I think they premeditated and tried to find any particular dirt on AT2, and once they did, to clean their hands off of it, shopped around with the story, had other people report on it first, and then once they did report on it, it was taken in full force and report on in a bigger platform. So take it for what you will. I think it's a very common thing to do with publications and news agencies and gossip magazines. If more people talk about it, the better. You don't want to be the one. You don't want to be the one to get your feet on the coals because of an accusation like this. It's really, really damaging to somebody, and it's damaging to whoever is conveying the message as well. No, this is San Sebastian wine from St. Augustine. Oh, I forgot what it was. It's a sweet one. Worst game of telephone. Oh yeah, just going back and forth, and it spiraled into some kind of nonsense. And I want to say something else. If you're a black YouTuber and you are even remotely considering working with John Yates, think again. This is a warning to any black YouTuber that's wanting to work with him. You're better off working with somebody else. He will weaponize you against people like AT2. He will weaponize you against people like Sherelle, who weaponize you against any other of his haters. And I think maybe Yvette might be a new one on his list. Once you're on his shit list, then he will get all his assets out to strike you, and not YouTube strike you, but just hit you wherever he can. So this is a warning. I mean, yeah, any YouTuber, period. I agree, but most recently, black YouTubers. I mean, it's very evident that he's pulling these strings on them and having them fight with each other, and causing all kinds of mayhem, while still being within earshot of each one of them. So it's like, okay, dude, I see you. I think other people are starting to see you. Other people waking up to you, but some other people are just kind of blind to it because they want to grow their channels. Anybody else and this is another warning too. Anybody else that's agreed to any of this stuff and doubled down, had this person's back about these allegations, you know what? Good on you. You look like total fucking idiots. And I hope this stains your reputations. Let me just say. Oh no, that's a good question. Did she go live? Yeah. I mean, that's another thing, it would have been mandated reporting, and that's a whole other issue. And like I said, just because so and so of a person is a police officer, albeit you could be any police officer, you could be a politician. I don't care. You're not, it doesn't mean that you're trustworthy. Just because you fall in a particular position doesn't mean that um, uh, your word is God's word or anything like that. It doesn't mean shit. You're a YouTuber. A lot of YouTubers are just. I mean, I'm not saying I'm full of shit, but I mean, I could be if I wanted to. If I wanted to start spewing shit on my channel, I will. Um, she talked with other people, and that spiraled out of control. Yeah. Well, no. See, apparently the proof was a text message between her and John. That was a proof. That was a proof. So, anyhow, yeah, it's a really sad situation, and I just want to let AT2 know that I have his back in this. This is the worst possible thing that could ever happen, and it's really dark and could really cause somebody to get thrown off the edge. Today's technology has gone so far from 20, 30 years ago, where 30 years ago you wouldn't be able to live stream and communicate this sort of a message so quickly and to such a broad audience like we are today. And that makes things either better or a lot worse. And in my thinking, for an allegation like this, it makes things extremely bad. And that's why having these channels and reporting on things like this requires some level of integrity or background checks or something like that. If you want to start spewing this stuff and and whatnot, it's, I don't know what to say about it. I think YouTube needs a revamp. If you're going to come out and accuse somebody of something so heinous and have it still up to this day, just unbelievable. Leda, did you want to come up real quick? I'll drop the link. Yep, that's it. He's a grease weasel. Karma's coming. Let's just say. There you are. I can barely hear you.
Hola.
Yeah, so you have your experience of being called a murderer, right?
Oh yeah. and Eric, what, alcoholic? You said?
Yeah, they said a number of things.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to explain to people how that rumor started and how it
Do you want to
caused a
start?
grass fire? No, you go.
You
go.
No, you go.
About what?
But
The murder one or the alcoholic one?
Oh, they just
the murder one. I mean that's just. I mean, what's worse, being a murderer or a child predator?
Oh, what? Child predator?
What's worse, being a murderer or a child predator?
A child predator? Me?
No, I'm talking about
Oh,
AT2
no. What is
you know.
worse? I think both of them are worse. I don't know which one is worse. I think both of them. Any accusation, it's worse. I guess.
But they're still using that to this day, right? And there's
Oh yeah,
a,
yeah. I mean,
rumor
like until now, I get caught like
that was
murder or
circulated 3 years
something.
ago.
Yeah, yeah.
3 years ago that started on Reddit. So basically, you could start the rumor on Reddit.
Yeah,
Other people could report on it. Publications on YouTube or Screen Rant or something like that. And
yeah,
as long as they do it in mass, it's okay to keep saying it because it's already been out there, and a lot of other people have already said it, right?
yeah.
This is how it goes.
What?
This is how it goes. Is as long as other people had already reported on it, you're just reporting on what they reported on, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You're just saying the same thing that other people had already reported on.
Uh, I'm not hearing you clearly.
Can you hear me okay now?
Nah, yeah. Gotta be closer.
Yeah. So basically, if other people had reported on the same thing, you first, if they report on it first, and then you report on it, at least you could say that those people had already said it or already posted somewhere,
Yes.
but it's not fact checked.
It will spread. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, a lot of this stuff was just
Yeah.
rumor started on the internet, and
Yes.
it spiraled out of control and
Yeah.
was regurgitated by different people. And even John had said the same thing. He also said that you murdered 3 people.
Yeah.
Well, Goebbels
And
said
you're
it
on board,
best.
baby.
Goebbels said it best. He said, "Repeat the lie often enough, and people will believe it to be true."
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think about Teresa posting about that stuff last week before John said that he knew about
It
it?
was disgusting. I mean, I don't have to be FF with the people that got accused. I feel bad for AT2, of course. Like it's not fair for him. Like it's not fair for anyone to get accused. I mean, like I'm against false accusations. Plain and simple. I'm against false accusation. That's it. If you have something that you can prove it, then you can prove it. If it's factual, then prove it. But when you are, like reporting as a news, like a shocking news, like someone put it up there, like a shocking news about AT2, but it's not factual. That's not a news. That's you're accusing this innocent individual. You can't do that. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm very against it, like, because I know how it feels like. That's why I said, like, welcome to the club, AT2, because I also got accused with many things, right? I mean, like, so he's now experienced the same thing like I do. So now he knows how it feels like. It sucks. Especially you have these people keep repeating again, again, and again and again about things that are not factuals. So I feel bad for him. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we all feel bad for him. I mean, the guy was crying the other day. It's a harsh accusation. I mean, who wants to be called a child predator?
It is. I mean, like, can you believe how do you think that he's gonna get, how do you think he's gonna get some employment in the future? You are
Well, it
affecting.
stays on the internet, and the guy still has the same video on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, like, you are completely destroying his future employment, his future, his livelihood by doing this to him. It's not fair. It's not right. Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to bring up about this. And like, they went on for hours and hours and hours talking about the same thing. And even other people within their own panel had called them out as this stuff being a lie. Somebody's lying about this.
Yeah.
And then Yvette went on and tried to, I guess, save her own ass and say that she never said any of that, but she's the only person that he talked to about this. So how did that information get out? So who twisted the
It's
story
definitely,
who
yeah, it's
twisted the
definitely
story
her.
from one person to the other? Was it her or was it Heidi? Or was it these other YouTubers?
Yeah.
I don't know. But whoever did it, everybody's at fault there. Even the person that decided to go on their channel with hundreds of people watching with All About the Tea that stupid bitch that also tried to twist your story.
Yes, yes.
Remember
She tried
that?
to twist the SA story into the affair, which is we squash it, and then the next time you got dogs,
No,
right?
that caused this whole fucking issue with him.
Yeah,
You remember that?
yeah, yeah.
We were on a live stream talking about that same issue, and that's when he decided he wanted to dox all my information. Remember
Yes,
that?
yes, yes, yes.
So we were talking about how All About the Tea is a dumb cunt for
Uh-huh.
trying to twist an essay story into having an affair. How do you do that? How do you go
Uh,
from having an essay to an affair? This is like some Siwa Moon type, you know,
oh yeah, that was
defamation
horrible.
right there.
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, that's horrible. What happened to Siwa, and then they try to read the story, like the case on live. It's just disgusting. That's why I feel sorry for her. I mean, at that time she's been minding her own business, and then these people keep attacking her. That's why it's just like she has every right to defend herself. So
Mhm.
yeah.
But what else? Oh yeah. The incitement when they were on a live stream, All About the Tea and also John had
Uh-huh.
consistently allowed and said that the police should be called over this and the authorities need to get involved because
Oh
of this.
wow. Yeah.
And it was to the point that everybody in the chat was talking about it, and I'm not sure. I mean, all it takes is somebody running his information to find his address and then calling the police and his local police department and having him swatted. And in California, that's a felony.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to be responsible as a YouTuber to incite people to contact the police department all because
Wow.
of a YouTube beef that you have with that person?
And it has no factual
And
proof, right?
zero facts whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's zero evidence other than a text message exchange between you and Heidi,
Mm.
and having people mass incite calls to the local police department to have you swatted.
Mm.
Imagine that. And he did say what I mean, this is really good of him to say this. He didn't, as a black person in America, and whatever your political views are, it just doesn't, he's gonna be it's gonna come out worse for him.
Mm.
They bust down the doors, and they could have said anything. They could have called the police and say that, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing something to a child in a house, and they will take that seriously and swat
Yeah.
his house. Enter the house because of 911 call or something like that.
Mm.
Why didn't they contact him directly and try to verify this story? They didn't, because of a YouTube beef. This is how YouTube beefs go into such dark territory, and it's ghoulish and it's like demonic. I just can't really imagine how evil you could be for
The thing is,
you to
like, they
go there.
knew about this months ago, and why the hell did they bring this up now? If you're so concerned about someone else or child's lives or something like that, why don't you just, like, reporting like months ago? Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't get it. I just don't get it.
I think it was just gossip, and Yvette decided, oh yeah, since she fell out with him, and this is just my assumption, allegedly, she decided to spread a rumor about him because they were beefing and say, oh yeah, he was probably going on child websites and doing that.
If you look at some of the current stuff on Reddit, who have been watching these various lives, hashing it out, he didn't even, when he called, who was it, Yvette? Apparently with a question, he never even said anything about child porn.
Mm-hmm.
It was just porn. And it was, I think, Heidi who twisted into child porn.
Are you sure about that?
That's according to the Reddit investigators, the elite investigators on Reddit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
you,
exactly. Yeah.
people on Reddit, if they're not involved with this and they don't have any emotional attachment to this, they're pretty good analysts. Like if you want to think about it, they could analyze things pretty well because they're
Yeah,
looking at
yeah,
it
yeah,
through a
yeah.
third party lens. They're looking at it from an overview. Well,
Especially because there are
this
multiple people that can actually pay attention to the different lives and then come together and discuss them and figure everything out, as to where like one person, us, has to sit down and try to watch all these lives to get all the data. No, that's just too much.
And do
yeah.
you want to come up? And attention and Graham, do you want to come up? I'm
Yeah,
not.
but you guys
Oh,
had gotten it the worst because you were on TV, and
yay! And
and
come up. Oh, this speaker is.
and then what was it? You had the accusation of the racing
Oh,
racing
a
cars
street
killing people.
racing. So imagine if I
What?
have if my car if our car arrives, they're gonna make another
Oh yeah,
accusation.
they're like, oh yeah, that fits right in with your profile
Yeah.
there. So
No, no,
um,
no, no. Whitney Lee. Okay, everyone, do not misunderstanding. Whitney Lee has been giving us information from the other side doing live. So please do not get twisted. Thank you, Whitney Lee, with your information.
yeah, I know who
Yeah,
Whitney Lee is. It's no
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
good.
She's not John. Come on, like, hi, Anne.
Hi. So
And
Welcome,
I just
welcome.
want to
I know,
say,
yeah, you had a lot to say, so I wanted to give you a platform to say it to everybody.
I just feel very, very strongly about this whole situation. It could have, it really, really could have been detrimental, not only to AT2's life and it could have been detrimental to his mental health and his life. It really was
Yeah.
a shocking allegation. And I was glad it was actually squashed as quickly as it started. I think it was irresponsible for somebody to go on a platform and not go to the police. If you actually believed that, you would not sit in a platform, throw that accusation out. You would go to the police. If you thought children were at risk or children were being abused, it was dangerous. So
Listen to this whole
that's
Hot
my
Mess Express.
stance.
The same person called you a 7-year stalker, which doesn't add up. What is it mathematically?
How how how
Um,
how the hell did he call you a stalker? What?
Well, I started speaking to John a few years ago on Twitter, and I seen John as I thought being bullied. I felt sorry for him. I
Okay.
reached out to him. I was trying to support him, and I spoke to him for a while. I shared that picture of my mum with him. I was looking after her at the time she was dying, and I seen some behaviour I didn't like, and I said there was things going on. I was busy taking care of a dying mum, so I blocked him. I didn't like what I was seeing. I blocked him, and that was it. Came across him now
That's
years
all.
later, but that was only 3 years ago, and now he's calling me a stalker. So it's crazy,
How
but
the
this
hell
is what
does
he
it make you
does.
a stalker?
I know.
I
But
don't get it.
he just throws these things out, and you'll get these people who follow him, and then they start saying it doesn't bother me because he knows the truth. I know the truth. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. But if
I
anything,
don't get it.
he's more interested in what I'm doing than me being interested in what he's doing. He's far more interested.
and he also recently alleged that Maria called him a rapist,
Oh no,
which
yeah.
I'd never heard that before, her calling him that. He called Maria a cat rapist, that she raped his cat Phoebe. Um,
Yes,
he
That's
yes.
he said,
ridiculous.
I mean, he said all kinds of crazy stuff, but that was probably the top, top
What?
of it.
Yeah.
Just trashing her, and yeah, this person is just a terror to the internet. Let me just say that they are a terror to the internet.
The one thing that I felt a bit, oh no, that shouldn't have happened, was I felt Heidi had been dragged into that situation, and Heidi did come back off that panel. I have never known Heidi Black to lie about anything. She's got no reason to lie, and I'm going to stick to that. I would listen to Heidi. I do not believe Heidi would take a part of any lie and any setup, and I do believe Heidi has been told that, and that's just how I stand. I wish she wasn't involved, but I do believe that she would never lie.
I kind of have a feeling that she's being intentionally oblivious to please him. That's what I think. If you understand what I mean with that. So basically she's trying to be like, okay, well, I'm just reporting on what they told me, or I'm just regurgitating it, and that's all I know. But she's not using her common logic in her brain to fact check any of this stuff and realize that this is a man's life and livelihood at stake. You understand what I mean?
But I think yes, she also believed what she was told because of the source. I don't think she doubted.
Well, why didn't she contact the police then? Idiots. Well, this is what it all falls back on that. I mean, if anybody's seen any child getting abused, especially in this community, nobody hesitates to contact CPS. Everybody knows that, right?
Yeah.
In this stupid fucking communities, people have CPS on speed dial. So if people knew about this as early as January or whenever they had a falling out between AT2 and Yvette, why wasn't it told then, or why wasn't it reported then? So I mean, it makes you wonder: did she just make it up after she had a falling out? Is that really responsible of her? I don't know. It's just
let me jump in here with something for a few minutes. So, Ann, I believe you said you fell for John's victimhood as well.
Yes, initially, yes.
So, and I wanted to address this, and I should have came on your live last week. So there's a problem out there right now, and victimhood has become noble. Also, it ties in with this whole anti-bullying campaign, which is bogus. It's BS. Okay. Yeah, is there a time for you to stand up for somebody against a bully? Sure. Yeah. Punching somebody in the nose on the playground. But primarily, we need to have some bullies, because it's not stopping bullying is not the answer. It's learning how to cope with them, how to deal with them, and how to handle the situation. That builds character. This whole anti-bullying thing is just it's creating a bunch of incapable people. So, like, all these people that fall for John's victimhood, they fall in on this whole anti-bullying thing, and they see a victim and they feel like they have to jump in and fight
because that's a thing. That, I mean,
it is a thing.
That's like the new trend. And in reality, I felt bad for the guy last year. I never had any conversations with him until like late last summer.
That's the thing, is people need to stop fighting other people's battles, first of all.
Well, the thing is, actually, no, you're right, because I didn't only support John. I was windmilling for John as well, and it was a situation that he was involved in. He had a fallout with a crowd of people who were all causing havoc online, on Twitter, for a housewife, but that's a different story. And I just seen a man who I thought was potentially at risk. And I reached out to him and I tried to support him. And that was really all it was.
Yeah. So here's the way people need to deal with bullies and this victim. And well, first of all, victimhood needs to not be noble anymore. All right. It's not noble to be a victim. But instead of fighting other people's battles, they need to get behind that person to have that person fight their own battle, but give them the support. All right. Fighting your own battles builds characters. All right. And fighting your own battles is what stops a bully. It's not this trying to make it illegal or make it a criminal act or swatting people's homes. And it's just insane. It's gotten way out of hand. Okay. The old school way of dealing with bullies is the way that it should always be.
Well, they tried to swat you guys too, right? They called the police on you guys because Leda made dick drawings on people.
Yeah. I prefer to call it the mushroom stamp of disapproval, but she doesn't want to use that term.
No.
Because I'm in the fortunate position of being in the UK and our privacy is valued, and we've got complete privacy here. Nobody's got any access to my address, my family members. So because I can hit back comfortably, knowing that nobody can do the thing they do in America, I have now been accused of bullying the Americans. But it's not. It's because I've got a voice. I'm not afraid to use it. And people don't like that they can't come at me that way because that's what they're used to doing to each other.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you mean like by the
there
law
are a lot of
that,
things
yeah.
there are a lot of good things about that and a lot of bad things about the UK. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation about politics and government and things like that, because I do know that there's like some kind of mob mentality in the UK also. Like if there's a problem between families or friends, they'll go around and like mob each other's house. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Instead of
funny,
calling the police, they just deal with it themselves,
She's saying that like Americans are accusing her of bullying them because they can't, do what they do here to her because she's over there.
Yes.
But yet,
yeah.
And the thing is, the irony is that we had the Irish dude send the sheriff's deputies to our house for the mushroom stamps of disapproval, the dick drawings.
But they called more than.
And so it didn't. The big pond in between us didn't stop him. When he was the one that was in the wrong, anyways, we exposed him, and that's why it pissed him off. So.
Yeah, but what's upsetting them is they can't do that to me. That's what their issue is. They can't do that to me. And I made a couple of comments deliberately that I was going to do, and I put it out there. Well, I will contact Brooke's job, but it was after comments, horrible comments that she made about somebody she would contact when she was on a live. And I said it deliberately. And the same about Amanda.
But he posted your family, and that's not right.
Yeah. But you know what? I've got thick skin, Nita. It would take a lot to really upset me, and they will not upset me like that, because if I think someone's trying to upset me, if anything, I'm just like, screw you. So I deliberately made comments that I would contact people while they're in an upcry. I'm a Neanderthal. I'm this, I'm that. But basically, I've only said what they said, but they don't like that because it's been said back to them. And I said it to make a point. I said it to make a point. But the thing is, if I wanted to do something, I'll do it, and I won't hide what I'm doing. There's a big difference. There's sneaky, horrible people that do a lot of backstabbing and a lot of sneaky, horrible things, and they should all stop. They should stop.
Yeah, it's way too much. Way too much.
Yeah, it's too much. And this way, AT2 is horrendous. I love AT2. He's a good guy, and he does not deserve this.
Maybe Maria wants to come in. Do you want Maria?
I'm going to drop down. Anyway, guys. But thank you for having me up.
Thanks,
any last
Anne.
things you want to say about this, Anne, before you go? Because I know we had a lot. You had a lot to say to me in DMs, but
Maria, if you want to come in.
I've got AT2's back, and it is horrendous what's been done. People should not be allowed to use their platforms to disparage, defame, and bully someone off the internet, and that is basically what they try to do. And there should be repercussions for creators that do this. There should be repercussions. So, but thank you for having me up, and I will continue watching.
Thanks,
okay.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, how are you?
I'm Maria.
She dropped.
I just wanted to add one thing, is that I felt really bad for him because you know how badly it's gotten for me at times. So I know how bad he can feel. And his is even worse than what they did to me. I think his is a lot worse. And at points, I felt like I couldn't even sleep at night.
Well, for you it's different because like you're a regular working person. You're not on YouTube and you're not a public personality.
Exactly.
He's on every day at least, or maybe at least 5 or 6 times a week, and trying to be like trying to hold an audience and trying to hold followers, and it's extremely damaging to somebody like that. For you, they've been doing shit like that on and off for years, but more recently trying to call you all kinds of names.
I know. I mean, and when they bring it, to real life, and then they lie about you, and they make up things like that. I called somebody a rapist, which I didn't. It's just too much. It gets to be to the point, and then they post your work picture up because these people don't work, so they don't care about damaging your reputation.
And me and you had some conversations now, and I'm to the realization that a lot of things were started by a wayward family member, but also spiral. It was also gossip that spiraled from that by other people and went into other things, like you stole money and you went out to Turkey with a guy.
I don't know where they come up with these things. So anybody that travels out of the country is having an affair.
Who said that, by the way? Like, who created that rumors?
Brooke.
Like, I don't
I don't
get
know.
it.
Brooke said that. I'm like, what the hell? And then she also said last night that my husband cheated on me. If he cheated on me, I don't know it, because that's the first I ever heard.
My God. Like,
And we're always together. So, I mean, what I say is, people that are miserable with their life, like she had all the problems that she had with her husband, she wants everybody to believe everybody else did. Nobody that knows me has ever heard me complain anything about my husband. So she's making up these stories to make herself feel better about her life.
yeah.
So it's projection.
Yeah, it is. Of course it is. Absolutely nobody I've never talked to anybody about my personal life. So for her to say something like that, and if she's supposedly getting information from a family member that I have no connection with, my family member has no idea what my life is about. Like, absolutely nothing.
It seems like there are more false accusations towards AT2 tonight from who. So
Yeah.
it's getting even worse. Like,
Damn, Maria, you
oh
balling.
my God.
I want it to be like It's a Small World after all, like Disney World. Travel every country.
Maria has a man on different continents.
One in each one.
I mean, although Maria has done her share of fuckery,
Oh yeah,
most of
I
us
own it.
have, I do realize that she doesn't have a bigger platform to defend herself. So when a lot of people have these accusations set out on her, she has no way of really responding unless it's to her few hundred followers, and that's about it. So that's how these rumors stick.
That's how they stick. Another thing I want to tell you, how bad my reputation was because of all the things back 3-4 years ago when Danielle was on.
I think,
So
because of the Daniel thing, yeah.
If you see that, how long has it been? 3 years or 4 years?
It's been 5 years now.
5 years.
5 years? Wow.
Yeah.
So what happens is, when all this thing started 5 years, what goes on the internet stays on the internet.
Yes.
Look at that now. After all these years, she finally admitted that I wasn't her stalker. So all the damage was done for 4.5 years, and she apologized, and I accepted, and I apologized and accepted. We just got into an argument that got out of control. We were bickering back and forth, and she came up with the stalker thing. But that would ruin your reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it was really bad. It just ruined me for a long time. And what happens when you get a bunch of haters like this group now? They come after you, and then they say, "Oh, but she's been stalking for 5 years," and then they run with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this thing could ruin AT2's reputation forever. It could drag forever.
No, it's always it's always going to be on Reddit, on Google. It's always going to be on YouTube because people talked about it. Even if John decided he wanted to take down a video, or the others like Yvette want to take it down, other people had already covered that, recapped it. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. So it looks horrible. Now it leaves a question to anybody that if they wanted to get a job somewhere, and
this is why it's affect his employment, his future employment. It's affect his livelihood. This is why it's wrong to false accusing someone.
Yeah. So it's a sad situation. And, I have two people over here, including myself. I was called gay. Like I wanted this guy. And I mean, I thought it was kind of funny because like when, as a Marine and, even what is it, Eric could attest to this. Marines, we call each other, all kinds of names in the book. I just found it kind of funny. Maria said all kinds of shit to me. I never put that out. Like she even said like, I'm not even gonna say some of the crazy shit Maria told me, but
that epic Miami Beach walk was the best.
What's that?
That epic watch looking for the apartment.
Oh yeah. No, but like when I was called gay and stuff, it was like for me it was funny because it's like I know I'm not gay, and like why would I want a toothless crackhead?
Why he always says like everyone wants him, nobody wants him. Like he always says like, oh, he wants me, like she wants me, and then claiming like Jan Home Depot Jan wanted to R Cody. Like what?
And what about even though I was arguing with Danielle, what about the way he talked about her? That broke my heart. No woman should be treated that way.
Which one?
There's one way to
when he makes fun of her looks and her cross-eyed, he said he was going to hit her in the head or something.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That was so sad.
Roast somebody. I mean, you could roast somebody like lightly and not, come off as hateful, but what he comes off as is completely hateful. Just when you put in the amount of effort into how he says these things and include like violent statements like that, I mean, it just comes off as completely hateful speech.
And then months later he can apologize, but words stay with you forever.
Yeah.
That hurt is forever.
I think a lot of people know what I think about Danielle. She's kind of a pushover, and she kind of gave in to him quite a bit in the past. And that's just that's her personality, I guess. I don't know. But like, what for me, somebody that would do or say something like that, it's one and done. Like you're over. For what Brooke did to me and some other people, she's done. Like she will never be my friend ever.
Yeah.
And the accusation that she makes after the fact, like with absolutely zero basis, zero evidence, including you, Maria, with zero evidence, zero basis, just complete fabrications made by other people and taken out of context or just spiraled into something crazier, and then it's always going to be on the internet. It's always going to be talked about.
Look at on Reddit just recently, yesterday, comments from 2015 showed up.
What?
They posted on Reddit comments that I made on Facebook from 2015. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes! That's six years ago.
Yeah, it follows you.
Wow.
It really does.
Yeah, and I don't know what Brooke's problem is. Like every time she goes live, she has to talk about me.
she feels like you forced her.
She's hurt. You left her. She thinks it's the other way around.
Just Brooke, can I implore you to stop talking about me? Like, just stop, please. Just stop.
I know.
Stop being so
I think
messy.
she talks more about you than she talks about her husband.
No.
I'm not gonna.
I said it. Yep.
What's that?
What's
that, Maria? They said that Photoshop of you and Muhammad was on since 2015. What?
Yeah, that was
the one at the you were at a dance or like a wedding party and
with my husband dancing.
Muhammad?
No, it was my husband and me, and they photoshopped Muhammad's head on the body of my husband.
Honestly, that's always going to be funny. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care what
I
you say.
thought
That's
that was
actually kind of
real.
funny, but
I'm
like
sorry.
it's a
You know
running
what?
joke.
I'm so sorry. I
When
thought
I
that was
when
real.
I roasted you about Muhammad, it was always, it wasn't like in a hateful way. When he roasts you about Muhammad, he says it in a hateful way, includes like violent statements like "you fucking see you next Tuesday, you were you were doing this with Muhammad, Daniel was completely fucking right about you," just
What the
out.
hell? So it
I
was
don't
not
know.
real. It was Photoshop. It looks
No, it
real.
photoshopped.
Oh
I
my
even posted my
god.
husband's, the real one with my husband. It's a hell of a good Photoshop, and it's around
Jesus.
forever.
Who did that?
I don't know. It's
God.
actually on Facebook still.
Oh!
I'm like, I keep my husband's picture with that one with me in case somebody tells me, "Look, what is this?" And I'm like, "No, nope, it's my husband."
By the way, later, you, and Eric and Andrew's photo or Photoshop, like by Teresa. She's told me that she has like hundreds of screenshots of our headshots that she puts
What?
on like reface apps and puts out videos on her Hag Life
Uh,
page. Oh my
and
god!
she made it look so bad. Like she should have like learned more from me. Like, you wanna learn memes? Learn from the best. Oh
Yep.
Lord.
Well, Kate has been windmilling for a little bit. I don't know.
Kate is here.
I hate you enough. I could get nasty. Yeah.
Kate is awesome.
Funny.
It's funny.
She's
But
a
yeah.
trip.
I think Maria appreciates the support she's getting after being relentlessly attacked for now we're going on a month and a half.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
more recently, the last week,
I appreciate it.
more week and a half, like you've been attacked, and like it just hit me to the core. Like I felt so incredibly bad of how you were getting treated. It was crazy.
It's like it was like every night. It was
No, the
horrible.
part that we should get shot in the head, that's like it's horrible. That part.
Imagine
Yeah.
imagine coming or living your regular life every day, going to work and everything, and then worried at night because the morning you're gonna have depends on if somebody drinks at night and trashes you or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even drink, so I was even afraid of going online for what I would find next. It was that bad.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
But you're handling it, so that's a good thing. And Leda had to handle it her own way, and
No. Maria is not a YouTube creator. She's just a regular person.
Yeah.
That's why this is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just a regular person. She's got no platform. So when people attacked her, she had no way of really responding unless it was, to her few hundred followers, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bullying commences, is like when you use, like, I have 1,000 something, subs to this channel, but if I had something like 50,000, my message is conveyed to 50,000 people of whatever I tell them they want to hear, or whatever I tell them they hear, and that's 50,000 people hearing it. Now Maria only has like 300 people, and you compare 50,000 people, overwhelming 300 people hearing, competing accusations, and who wins in that fight?
Exactly. And I consider myself a strong-willed person. Like I can pretty much hold up a lot, and this shit was breaking me down. Like it was getting to me. When it starts affecting you that much, it's like when is the day this is going to stop? When it gets to be too late, when something bad happens? I mean, I would never do anything to myself, but it affects your everything in your life.
Yeah.
AT2 got pushed off, almost off the brink, and something like that could cause, suicidal tendencies. I mean, it's not good.
Yeah.
It isn't good.
And I know Leda, you probably don't want to talk about it, but like you've went on publicly to state that, a lot of the hate that you got really, really caused, a lot of detrimental health issues. And, you've overcome that since then. But, same thing with you. Now
Yeah.
it made you stronger by overcoming that, though.
Oh yeah, he taught me to be like how to deal with the trolls, and like deal with this massive death threats, death wishes, and everything. Like it made you stronger, but still, like there's some point that like you feel like vulnerable. So I mean, like that's why I mean I don't blame 82 if he wants to take a break or something like that, because it's gonna take a toll on him. I know how it feels like because I've been through it. So this is why. I mean, it's not okay. Like false accusing someone is not okay. Yeah.
And this is an interesting statement here. So yeah, I don't know why.
Oh
I
my!
don't know
Like
why
why? Why
John
did he
decides.
do that?
I don't know why John decides when he can't
Why did
when he
he
has nothing on
posting
somebody
that?
when he has nothing on somebody and he can't break them down. He goes after family members. Am I
Yeah,
right, Maria?
because his own
He,
family hates him. Duh.
I know. He went
Oh,
after saying that talking about my family, like if my family all hated me. I don't talk to one person in the whole family, and that constitutes my whole family.
ugh.
It's like, why would you even say that? Or then he says, you're the most hated person on Reddit. I don't have a Reddit subreddit. Now I'll probably get
Exactly.
one. I don't
Yeah.
care, but that John Yates subreddit has been around forever. And I took
And
a lot of heat for
yeah.
him.
And
And
you
he
know
tried
what?
to,
Like, you know what? Why he is not realized that he did lie about the cancer, though?
I have no idea.
Like,
Because even if it was clear as day that he said he had cancer, he would still twist it to say that, oh no, I didn't say that, or
oh
I
my
had a
god.
scare or something like that, or we thought we had cancer, but thankfully it wasn't actually cancer. Or I mean, he will twist anything to make himself look in a better light.
He said Sherelle saying about his fake cancer. No, it was you lied about it to
Thank you,
her.
Ann.
And then Mark 148 was vouching for that. I mean, like,
Thank you,
how could you
Envy.
be delusional? Like, ooh,
I know.
I
I
can't.
just don't understand. I really, I think I wasted like 4 years supporting him and I regret it. I even heard him say, oh, when Maria turned on me, everybody who saw the video saw that he turned on me.
Yeah, it was clear as day.
It was
And
clear as day that he turned on me. And then he says, when Maria turned on me, he says that when he talks about me. And I'm like, this man is delusional.
He is.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
have
It's like,
you
am I in a movie? Am I watching somebody else?
have you ever seen any one of his friendships fall out amicably?
No, I haven't.
I mean, I have all three of us here. Okay, I mean, I'm not even sure if I would even consider him a friend in the past.
Being
I maybe
friendly.
talked to him for like 2 months, and then this shit
Yeah.
happened. But like, obviously, you two had more interactions with him. But
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, and
Well, Maria was well. You went hard on him. On him.
Yeah,
You've been defending him all the
I
time.
know. I know. And the
and
worst
we
part
can do that
about it is
another
that I thought if I would always be, I never said a bad thing about him. I never made a bad comment. I
Yeah.
said, there's nothing that's going to trigger this man to turn on me. And bam. So what does it say? It's scary, but
He's very
I'll never put
ungrateful.
myself in that situation again.
He's very ungrateful. Like he never, like he doesn't remember how much you been defending him and how much I've been defending him as well at that time. So he's such an ungrateful individual. So that's
Yeah.
just plain and simple. He
Yep.
never appreciate
There's no
our
loyalty. There's
effort.
no
Yeah.
loyalty.
Yeah. He never appreciate our efforts to actually back his ass up. So that's that. And once you have disagreement with him, bam.
Oh, I'm the type of person I'll never go back. Like I'll never ever. It's like a
No,
hard lesson
Maria.
learned.
Remember, he was the one that went to you in
Yeah.
2019. It was
Yep.
not you. It was him. I remember that. He
Yeah,
told
he
me,
did.
yeah, he told me that he wanted to choose for you because he's been fighting with a lot of people. He cannot handle that. So that's why
Yep.
he decided to trust with you.
Yeah.
Because
He came
couldn't
to me.
handle
I
that.
never went seeking for him. And then I said, oh, that's
Exactly. I
nice
can
that
vouch
he's
for
going
that.
to,
I can
you
vouch for
know.
that. Yeah. Yep. That's the truth.
And now I think it's because he had an ulterior motive. It's because he had gotten into an argument with Danielle and I was the rival.
Oh.
So to upset Danielle, he had me on his live.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Then I thought,
All I
okay,
know,
this wasn't honest.
yeah, all I know, you never went, you never, no, you never go to him first. It was him. It was him
Yep.
went to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never have known that he was arguing with Danielle if he didn't tell me because I wasn't following him. He had me
Mm,
blocked on everything. And he
yeah.
unblocked me and he said he wanted to apologize. And then after he apologized, he told me that he had been arguing with Danielle. I knew that was the reason, but I just didn't know he was going to go that hard on her on live.
It's
Yeah.
very evident that this guy works in cycles. When he is put up in a corner and he loses a bunch of people like allies, he'll reach out to his former rivals
Oh,
and
yeah.
try to
Just
seek,
like you did to me.
try to seek their I guess recognition, or I don't know, maybe seek a truce and try to work with them because he
Yeah.
needs.
Yeah.
Like he must have learned this from like his Twitter days or something when he had
Oh my God, those were horrible.
he was fighting with troll farms, or he had some kind of shit. He must have learned that from years ago, where you need to have all these allies windmilling and fighting for you. And
Yep.
if you lose one, you have to gain another one.
That's
and
true.
so on and so forth. And at the time, I guess he picked you up when he had nobody else, on his side, or maybe he was, his
Yep.
support was falling.
Yeah.
I remember clearly he told me about it, like, oh, I had to truce with Maria because I've been fighting with a lot of people. So he couldn't fight with a lot of people. That's why he had to do that. So it's just like he has no integrity, man. Like I'm telling you.
Because he uses people. That's the way he does. That's what he
Exactly,
does.
exactly. So he
That's what he
never
does. But
value us. He never
Danielle
value
moved.
us, Maria.
No.
He never
He-
value us. No. He
No,
never value
he
us.
didn't do it because he wanted a friendship. He did it because it was convenient at that time.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm
Exactly.
glad Danielle is doing better now and she forgave him, but she didn't forget.
Yeah.
You
But
know, and
I
that's
mean, I
something
hope like Daniel stays away from him at least,
I haven't seen her anywhere since that happened, anywhere on
Uh-huh.
his lives or anything.
Well,
Yeah,
that's good.
she's been pretty good at staying away, but like she just keeps him on arm's distance, which is smart.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
smart.
Doesn't
And
want any
she
trouble.
treated him like a good friend.
She
Yeah.
had him at her house, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did. I'm pretty sure she had them. And Beth did too. So, but I mean, he's done it to a lot of people. He'll do it to all the other cast members who trust him.
Oh.
He always does it.
Yeah. But yeah, I really just wanted to talk about the AT2 situation and kind of compare stories between you guys and myself and how it kind of related.
Yeah.
But AT2
It can break a person.
Yeah, but like AT2, it wasn't even like a progression. It wasn't just like some silly accusations leading up to this. It
No.
was just like one
Bam.
massive thing, like
Yep.
hit you out of nowhere. And I just don't know. I don't know how any person could go about themselves.
The sad part is you don't know their mental health at that moment. You don't know their mental state.
Yeah,
So
with me.
you can bully somebody who's having really, really bad time and push them over the edge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But
And then what?
I support AT. I have his back. I support you, Maria. I support Leda.
Thank you.
I like to, I want to make this channel a little bit more fun. Maybe talk about other things.
Yeah.
Something uplifting, right?
Yeah,
Uplifting.
it's kind of sad that I got to talk about this, but I didn't really see too many people talking about like the timeline of situation. They were just kind of like holding panels and talking about accusations, this and that, and it's just like who has time to listen to 10 hours of live streams of people chatting back and forth about this, you know.
The drunk
I
life.
know they're ruining his. They like smashing his life,
Maria
ruining
had
it,
to
and they're
woke
going
up and then couldn't go back
allegedly.
to sleep. Remember, like you had to woke up
Oh
and then
yeah,
you
and
couldn't back to sleep.
and then he kept saying, "Oh, what's Maria doing up? What's Maria doing up? It's 4 o'clock. Doesn't she work? Doesn't she work full time? It's 4 o'clock." I'm like,
Well, when
you know,
when I'm
He just
getting
woke up.
when me and you are getting a barrage of messages about
I know it was
people
blowing. They were blowing up
trashing
my
you,
phone.
Oh my
doxing
God.
you, well, I think anybody would be concerned, right?
Yeah. And when I saw what was going on and I saw the live, I just couldn't sleep anymore. I was like, I'm done.
Oh, I'm
I can't
sorry.
sleep.
And
You know, it was
let's not
gone.
forget, Maria, the only reason that you even came after me originally was because of who?
Yeah, he kept saying that because of John.
There you
Yeah.
go. 100%.
Because
100%.
because you thought he was getting bullied, just like everybody else thought he was getting bullied, right?
What's
And
that?
Everything he
kept
says,
saying
everybody
Maria
believe.
the accountant. What's that mean?
he kept saying Maria the accountant.
The Whitney Lee says he kept
Trying
saying
to dox
Maria
my
the.
place. Trying to dox where I
Oh,
work.
oh, wow.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That's why he said it.
So what if she's an accountant? At least she has a job.
Yeah, and I
You're
go every
not.
day, whether I sleep or not. I'm there every single day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah, she has this 9 to 5. What are you
Yep.
doing, sir?
Yep.
Jesus.
But that's his way of doxing me. I don't care. Everything's been doxed already. I think people learn their lesson already that you don't go after people's employers and stuff because that's where you get in trouble.
Oh yeah, he's got quite a few people that are coming after him because of shit like that. And
Yeah.
you know, the bigger of an audience he gets, it's, and I will say this, it's not because he's attracting people for his, you know, for any positive means. People just hate watching him. The bigger of an audience he gets, the more people are going to see his ways and, you know, start catching on to the nonsense.
Yeah.
And hopefully he gets like a social media ban. This guy is just totally off his rocker on social media.
Really.
Yeah.
Irresponsible on social media. Just anyhow.
He
I'm going
thinks
to say
that's
my last thing I
okay.
want to say. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, Maria.
His famous saying, everyone is below me. I'm like, give it a break, John. There's not one person below you.
Oh, see, delusional.
Yeah, I was.
It blows my mind when he says that stupidity.
I never
I've
had to
never
beg
begged for
anybody
money in
much.
my life.
I never had to beg for money in my life.
Me
I was
neither.
Yeah.
I was only unemployed for 2 weeks, and that was last year during a pandemic. That was it.
Yeah, me
So
too. I was unemployed at
my
one
whole
point,
life.
but I didn't have to
Yeah.
go on YouTube begging.
Yeah.
And then to say that
Yeah.
about people, everybody's below me. They're below me, so I'm not talking about them. And he talks about them every time, every live, but they're still below him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, give it a break.
Maria, John wants you to be a delivery driver like him.
Yeah. I'm jealous.
He hates you because you were a woman and doing better than him in life.
Oh my God,
100%,
incredible.
100% fact.
Yeah, or he says to his followers, I think she needs a wellness check. John,
What?
don't even go. He said that when he was drunk.
Oh yeah.
Don't even go there with me, John,
Oh
because
my
do not even go
God.
there. I have everything saved.
Oh my
He
God.
said
Yeah,
that.
he did try to get people to call the cops on her.
Mm-hmm.
Why he always pull that string? Why
I
he
don't
always
know. It's
do
not a
that? Like
game.
CPS call, the CPS MO, the police MO, like calling employer MO. Like, what the hell is wrong with him?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right.
So, any last things you want to say later before I end this, because I don't want to really spend too much time.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, but
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you for having me on.
yeah, and everybody for joining us.
And don't forget hashtag justice for Maria.
Thank
Maria.
Sing along,
you.
people.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it.
And have AT2's back.
All right,
Always.
bye.
So have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Chat next time I go live. Okay. Take care.